All right, good morning and welcome to our channel, Princess 6. I greet every one of you. Today being the 18th of July, 2025. Welcome on board, and we are still within the wake of our expectations. I believe that God will do the best for us. Now, we've been answering some questions lately that borders on the concerns of the masses who are in expectation, ranging from those who subscribed to one organ they couldn't link up to their, the host, and those who actually has issues with their cluster heads, the NGO bodies, and a lot of questions have actually come in recent times, and we've tried to profile some leverages to them as it concerns both the expectant beneficiaries, the host, the heads, and the Sanctuary Wealth Multipurpose Foundation initiative. But these questions have not ceased to come. And that's why this morning, again, there was a question directed at us, and it's very important. I think possibly you could get some assertion and respite from this. I want to add my little pens to this with some proofs of evidence. This is a question coming from Mr. Boniface Ozoemena, who raised a concern. But before then, this is Princess. In case you new, do kindly subscribe and hit the bell so that you don't miss out on vital updates. When we drop one, you definitely have one. Don't touch the dial. I'll be with you shortly and in a moment. All right, thank you, and welcome back again. We're still on course, and Mr. Boniface Ozoemena raised a concern that many others may be silently battling with, and is a question of whether the Pioneer Project money, if it enters into an individual account, can there be an issue? In other words, can this Pioneer Project money enter into an individual account? I guess he's asking because of it's a project-based fund and the massive nature of it. Will there not be some flag out coming to it, entering a personal account? He said further that he belonged to a cooperative but did not register the project under his cooperative account. Instead, he used his personal account. And now, with the size and seriousness, beg your pardon, of the community project, he's concerned about the consequences. Now, this question deserves a deep, clear, and some practical response, not just for Mr. Ozoemena, but maybe for others facing the same confusion. Let us talk a little bit frankly and clearly with some evidence, which we are going to lay down some balance on this also. Now, first, the Pioneer Fund is designed to kickstart a community impact-driven project. I did not actually subscribe to this platform, but then watching from the sideline, I could still provide some level of compliance and understanding to those who did. Now, the project is designed to kickstart some community impact-driven project, which is often channeled through the same structure platforms, the UAAG, the NGOs, the cooperatives, the clusters. And this money is not like a personal salary or private donation. It is strictly a project-based fund, which is meant for transformation, is also meant for accountability, reporting, and sustainability. And hence, the receiving account, I guess, matters a great deal. I'm going to give you some balance to this. Now, secondly, why a cooperative or project-based account is ideal. This is me right now, and with some evidences why I think a cooperative or project-based account should be better off or should be ideal. And the truth remains that a cooperative or community project account often offers some benefits over just a personal account. One of it is accountability. This allows your host or your NGO to be able to trace the fund that is used or the fund usage for community impact. There will be a clear trace out for this fund in case, and definitely you know that there's going to be an accountability for this fund. You're going to account for it with evidences and proof of what you use the fund for. Now, secondly, it also allows for there to be an auditable trail. Pioneer project funds might be subjected to auditing. It might be subjected to tracking and also reporting by oversight communities or the funding agency itself. So a cooperative account has a way it provides more formal channels to doing this. Then there is also the advantage of control against misuse. With multiple signatories or oversight from cooperative executives, it ensures that the funds are used largely for the intended purpose. Then also, fourthly speaking, on a good note, we can talk about the tax compliance and legitimacy, which is sometimes the large sums that hits a personal account without a clear business or cooperative structure has a way it triggers bank compliance flags. If it's just on a personal account, it could trigger some flags or flag offs from the bank. But if it hits your cooperative account, I don't think it will have issues like that because it's a cooperative account. It's loaded and it's meant for fund receiver. You understand? So then if you talk about the bulk transaction ease, cooperative accounts are often built for bulk or project-based fund inflows. So using a cooperative account doesn't only bring structural advantage into the system. Beg your pardon. So using a cooperative account doesn't just bring some advantages or structural advantage. It also protects the project fund, the recipient, and also the donor from a kind of misunderstandings or misapplications. Then why personal account may be problematic sometimes. Now let's assume that as you said, you used your personal account like Mr. Boniface did instead of your cooperative's account. Now, here are some realities that you need to understand. There can be a risk of account limitation. In other words, if the fund is substantial, your bank may flag it for investigation, especially if it's a savings or basic account. Then also, there could be confusion about ownership. In other words, it could lead that it could appear that the fund is meant for personal use instead of a community project because it has entered a personal account. Then a personal account is not a corporate structure. Yes, so you may not be able to issue receipts or show some formal project documentation for how the funds were used. You understand? And also, there's no co-signing control over this because this is just a personal account. If others are part of the project, they have no access to see or control the funds. Hence, it becomes a misalignment between the intent of the project and the mode of receipt. So who should have communicated the account requirements to you before you actually ventured? I think this is a very fair question that I guess should have been asked. The reality is, if your cluster head the head host or the pioneer heads or the NGO that is expected that the fund should be routed through a cooperative or project-based account, then it was their responsibility to clearly inform you early during registration. Yes, beneficiaries should never be left in the dark regarding such a crucial detail. If instructions weren't passed across adequately, confusions sometimes like this could become inevitable. However, there are some cases where flexibility is allowed. For instance, smaller personal grants or when cooperative structures are not yet ready, but that should be clearly defined and documented at the outset. So what can be done? There are some real honest solutions. We want to talk about what you can realistically do. I'm talking to Mr. Boniface now, especially since the process seems to have gone far and you're just realizing this issue. You have to contact your host, contact your NGO or your host immediately. Let them know your registration, that you used a personal account. Ask them, will the funds still be released into individuals' account, or is there a threshold above which personal accounts cannot be used? Is there a process for account correction or cooperative updates? Now, a transparent conversation could save you some trouble later. You understand? Then also there's another option, that is you could ask if they can reroute that through your cooperative account. Since you have, even though you didn't register with your cooperative initially account, if your host permits it, ask if there's a chance for the fund to be routed or rerouted through your cooperative account, which you may need to show proof of your membership or what have you. You can possibly get clearance from your cluster heads, as the case may be. And going further, if perhaps you needed to submit a written statement of intent in some projects, individual may be required to state that even if funds enter their personal accounts, they will apply it to the intended project. And while this doesn't replace a cooperative structure, it may serve as a temporary compliance measure if it is approved. I think that actually clarifies that in essence. Then I think I could also add some more insights to this. Now, if your personal account remains the only option, this does not apply only to Mr. Boniface right now. For those of you listening to me, if your personal account remains the only option, then make sure that you possibly open a separate account just for the project if possible. Prepare some spending records, receipts, and the budget usage breakdowns. And much importantly, also involve 2 or more stakeholders or observers in disbursing or executing the project. In that way, your credibility remains very much intact. Now, I want to post this advice to other subscribers. Always confirm. Let it serve as also a means to help you. Always confirm account requirements early enough. If it is a community or cooperative based fund or project, then try as much as possible. If you have one, register with your cooperative's account, not just your personal one. Ask questions during registration. Don't just assume. Don't assume. If your head host say, well, there's no problem, use your personal account, fine, that's okay. But I felt like a cooperative account is more suitable for this. Now, keep in touch with your cluster heads or your NGO contact regularly for updates. And if your cooperative isn't ready, ensure that you have project documentation and tracking, even if you are going to use a personal account. This is not just about distrust, but structure. Some may wonder that are they trying to control our money? Not exactly. Using a cooperative or project account is not just about mistrust. No. It's about maintaining some financial disciplines. and ensuring that there is community impact for that which you receive the fund for. You understand? So if the donor organization or NGO ever gets audited, they need to show some clear evidence where the money went and how it was used. Personal accounts a little bit makes this harder. So a final word to Mr. Boniface and others who might be in his shoes. Mr. Boniface, your question is very important, and we are glad you asked this question. And what you're to do next, reach out to your host or cluster head now and explain your current account details that was used, and ask if switching to a cooperative account is necessary or is possible, and if your personal account will still be valid for this, why not? All right. If personal account is accepted, then prepare to defend the use of the fund with accountability tools. So keep every message, your screenshots, your instructions that you receive in case of future verification. Your sincerity in asking is already a step in the right direction. What matters now is handling it honestly, maturedly, and transparent wise. So conclusively, community funds, especially those under the pioneer category, come with higher responsibilities. They are not like your private stipends or gifts, and as such, the choice of account, whether personal or cooperative, must align with the purpose, with the size, and with that structure of the disbursement. If you have any doubts, always seek clarifications early enough. And if you're just realizing the technicalities like Mr. Boniface, do not panic. Just communicate. Just clarify and restructure if necessary or if possible. Let us continue to build this process on trust, on fairness, and education. I hope this throws some more light for someone in the house within this ecosystem who actually entered into a pioneer project with their personal account or their cooperative account or their current account, and who is in expectation of this fund. Thank you very much, and I wish you a very lovely day. God bless you, and bye for now.